the form that your language learning practice may take will change throughout your life, and that's completely okay. I want you to embrace the change or embrace the chaos so that you can always continue to move forward on your language learning journey no matter what. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you some ways that I've been employing lately, or some new opportunities I've been taking advantage of to keep my language learning going in my own life, because I can't exactly do things the way that I did before. I'm a father now. I have 2 little kids. My daughter's going to school now. And I'm often under a lot of stress from work and family life, and often tired and sleep deprived from raising little babies. So for example, I can't just sit down like I did before and enjoy an hour of deep flow state reading and study by myself. Like, that rarely happens. It's very hard for that to happen. So I have to look around in my daily life and see where I can fit it in and what types of things I can do to keep language learning in the mix. If you don't know me, if you're new to this channel, my name's Matthew Boyle, and I'm a language learning card game designer. And I also run online card game events every Saturday for language learners all over the world. So if you want to come out and play with us and make real friends, you can try that too. You can learn more about that on this channel or languagecardgames.com. But let's get into today's topic. So for me nowadays, one of the things that I like to do best is to read with my daughter at night. So that's a win-win. We both learn when that is happening, and she can actually teach me words that she's learning in school. I live in China. I moved abroad to China in 2011, and now my daughter, we are raising her to be bilingual in Mandarin and English. Her kindergarten that she's attending is only in Chinese, so I have to help to try to teach her English. So, and her English is good, but her Chinese is far outpacing her English. So what happens a lot is when we read books in the evening, we read English books and Chinese books, and some of the books are, they're bilingual books. They have both languages in them. I'm able to help teach her English words that she doesn't know, and sometimes she's actually able to help me Chinese words that I don't know, even though she's not even 4 years old yet. So it's a really fun way for us to learn together, is absorbing educational content at night. It could be books, it could be cartoons, it could be audio, but that's sometimes we even practice writing on the table a little bit. That's all a part of our nightly routine. Another thing that I've been doing to keep language learning in the mix is, again, getting back to just having great conversations with people. A good conversation doesn't have to take a lot of time. You bump into people throughout the day who you might be able to learn from, but you look the other way. You look at your phone because you'd rather entertain yourself with a superficial distraction for the few free minutes that you have. That is a bad habit that we as a human race have gotten into, where we ignore the people around us. So realize that everybody can teach you something. You must have countless opportunities throughout the day to exchange an idea, a word, a concept, an idiom, a saying. If you just capture that one thing from that person, or if you can supply them that one thing, that is a win for the day in my book, at least these days. I think if we can learn a little bit every day, then that's good enough. And so I've gotten back to, for example, chatting with young people, the next generation, the upcoming generation. I'm trying to learn new slang from them. I say, teach me cool words that are coming out now. I'm open to that. I want to use them too. And that is really funny when I meet young people and they want to teach me, what's going viral on TikTok or on any number of the Chinese social media platforms that are going on. Internet slang is really fun. That's making its way into the daily vernacular. So chatting with young people, asking them for slang. Chatting with older people, for example, parents or grandparents who are also attending my daughter's school. They congregate outside the school, and they are not so much slaves to their phone as younger people are. So in many ways, they actually want to converse with me, and they can share with me the time of day to help me understand things. So tapping into the older people and what they know and what they can teach me about how the environment here has been changing, how language has been changing, how people are changing. They can teach me a lot. So getting back to chatting with people and getting back to using a notebook as well. I'm trying to use my phone less these days, go back to the way I used to be, where I was like a reporter and I would write down what people tell me, and people laugh when I do that because they're probably thinking, number one, why can't you just remember? Or number two, why can't you use your phone to record this? But I like to use my notebook, and I think what I'm going to try to do with that is I'm using it as a capture device, and I don't insist on memorizing the words that day or even that week, but I collect a bunch, and then later when I have a little bit more time, I sit down and review those, and I'll maybe make flashcards and enter those into a spaced repetition system of some kind. So getting back to the basics, conversations and notebooks, that's what I've been doing recently. And then the final thing that I'll mention, of course, as always, I'm keeping up with the online games every Saturday, what I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And why that's important is because you will not always have the chance to spend time with real people who are after your same target language. So the internet is advantageous in that way. We can find people all over the world who are super interested in our same target language and make a plan to spend some time online with them. I think it's really important, if you can't meet someone in real life, to at least meet them online in real time and spend some devoted time, some time that you've set aside only to them. The messaging and the chat, the text chatting and the posting online is different because you always know the other person has their attention divided and they're engaging in numerous distractions at the same time they're chatting with you. So you don't feel like you really have their full attention. It's super different when people feel like they have your full attention and concentration. That's when people start to open up and really share those things which help us to form vivid memories around language. So we're making friends and we're making memories around our target languages at the same time, every Saturday. And there's still time for you to get into the game. I want you to come out and try this. You can see the upcoming schedule of events and sign up to play at languagecardgames.com. But another reason why I keep up with that, in terms of my language learning methods changing, games are super adaptable to change. I can play a short game or a long game. I can play with people online, or I can play with my family. So I like the versatility of games. I like how I can adapt them to my purpose of the week. If I really want to challenge myself, I might play the game in a certain way or for a certain length of time. If I have to watch, for example, my child, maybe my wife is gone and I'm in charge of my child and I want to learn with her in a fun way, well, then I take out the game. Maybe she doesn't have the attention, maybe she's not interested in reading books at that moment, then I try the game. So it's just another tool in the toolbox. And most recently, I've enjoyed pursuing and developing the online games because I feel like I'm serving the language learning community. In one of our recent games, 6 people came out to the online game. We had a full table, and I feel so happy that I created that value for other people. So that is a way that I serve the language learning community, and that makes me feel proud, and that gives me a form of motivation and inspiration to keep going on my own journey. The further that I go on my own individual journey, the greater I feel that I can serve other people. And the more that I serve other people, the more that I feel I can return to my own individual journey in the wilderness, so to speak. So they are related. This is like there's an interplay there. There's a cycling going on there. But the moral of the story for you here today, what I want you to really double click on is that your language learning journey is going to go through different seasons, and you need to reflect on each season and figure out what types of things you can do that will match that season best or take advantage of that season best. It's the people who can do that who become the language learning masters in the end. I wish you all the best on your language learning journey. At whatever season you're in, drop me a comment down below if you need help or if you just want to chat, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye-bye for now.